There is no minimalist rule book. Well, until now. The minimalists have created 16 rules for living with less, a free ebook which you can download right now at theminimalists.com/resources. Enjoy. How do you live a stoic existence with a family? I often get this question with respect to minimalism. People are, it's easy to say. When I first embraced minimalism, I had just gotten out of a marriage, and so I'm married now with a 6-year-old daughter. But at the time, it was, it's easy for this young single person to embrace minimalism, try it with a family. But of course, one of the people who inspired me early on was a Zen Buddhist who's a minimalist named Leo Babauta, and he has 6 kids and a wife and a whole minimalist family. And what I realized is that you can embrace these different philosophies with a family. It is more difficult. However, it does seem to be more important because you have other people who depend on you in a way.
Yeah, and a family can be a great source of delight, a great source of joy, and yet look at all the people who have families and simply ignore the people in the families, all the people who are too distracted with other things to really form the close relationships they could be taking. So a Stoic is not going to take their kids for granted, not going to take their spouse for granted, not going to take their parents for granted, and is going to try to extract as much delight as is humanly possible from the situation. So it's compatible with having a family. And the Stoics themselves had different arguments about whether you should be going out of your way to have a family or not. So Musonius might have been an outlier there.
Tell me about that.
But you look at the other Stoics, and they did. So
you say Musonius was against having a family, or pursuing it, rather?
He tends to think that less is more, but then there's passages where he talks about going outside and seeing a family with the parents and the children out in the sunlight walking together, and just the feeling of this is one of the greatest delights that a human being can enjoy. And yet, think of all the people who go out with their kids, and it's just a quarrel, and everybody's got their own cell phone they're looking at instead of talking to each other. It's what you make of it. And you can go into a family existence, and you can turn it into a really vehicle of self-transformation, or not. And a lot of people don't let the fact that they have a family have any impact on their life, on the way they live it, which is tragic.